We were in sync a second ago, and now we're not. Look how long it takes to take my glasses off. Hi, everyone.
Hey, Terrah.
Hey, we have a strange feeling that we are delayed.
Are we delayed?
I don't know. Look at us.
Well, as long as we don't make those ugly faces that we made last week.
Well,
because that sat on Facebook for an entire week. We had faces like something wasn't correct.
Was how the video froze.
Yeah, the video
and
froze.
And froze Babette looking crazy.
I was doing like this. And Terrah was doing like this.
I looked like I was just finished taking a whole pile of drugs.
Anyway.
Hey, Tom!
Hey, Tom is back. Yay!
Yay!
We missed you, Tom.
We can't do the show without you, Tom. What show are we doing?
Oh, should I do it?
Yes, you should.
Welcome to another episode of Sunday Bites and Tidbits.
Yes.
I'm Chef Babette, and this is my beautiful co-host,
Terrah Bennett-Smith.
And we're both in red.
Somebody said log, but I'm assuming they mean lag.
Is there a lag?
Is there a lag?
Lag, 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 lag. Okay.
We don't know what
we don't know what to do.
We need a technical person.
I think we should just go on with the show with the lag.
We are. We're going to have to. Maybe it'll catch up with us. So, guys, yes, I missed you both. Tom, you cannot come be on our show.
Tom.
We don't know what to do.
Yeah.
Oh, Tom said no lag. See,
no
we
lag.
No laggers.
Santana. Is that Santana High Tower?
That's Santana.
Santana. Is that you?
Manna. Who was that from Saturday night?
Santana. You on there because Teresa's coming on here, huh, Tana?
Who's Tana?
Tana is like my little niece.
Oh.
She and Latrice grew up together.
So we both wore the same outfit. Well, kind of, sort of. I have a variation.
Yeah.
But you guys don't see what we look like from the neck down.
We look gorgeous.
I got on Ninja Turtle pajamas.
Well, sort of.
Because that's all I felt like doing today.
Well, I'm dressed.
She got on leggings. I got on Ninja Turtle pajamas and some socks.
All right, what are we talking about today?
We are very, 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 very excited.
Well, we excited.
We excited.
We excited about what?
Because we're going to be talking.
To who?
We're going to be talking to Latrice Hawkins.
You've been watching Wendy Williams.
I know. We were just finished watching Wendy Williams.
Have y'all seen that documentary?
And so we're going to be talking.
We need to talk about that.
We will too.
A little bit of that.
Okay, yeah, but we could talk about that. And we're going to be talking about that. We're going to be talking about COVID. We're going to be talking about how they got better during COVID.
And we're going to be talking about Gwenna's afro.
Yes, she's got a big old afro. Soul power.
Power to the people, sisters.
Power to the people who cure themselves of COVID. Because they got an afro. That's what it is.
You are
anyway.
Okay. Can we get
who needs to go?
Show?
Oh, she said. Tom said she needs to go vegan. Well, wasn't Wendy Williams vegan for a while?
She was,
and
but
then
she was eating.
Yeah.
She was eating some.
She was eating some caviar and hot Cheetos.
She was eating hot Cheetos and
caviar,
fish eggs.
Yeah, and talking about, boy, it's like a party in your mouth. There's gonna be a party in the toilet bowl.
Oh, Terrah.
Let's be real. Is this not a show about realism?
It's just fish eggs. You don't poop those.
With hot Doritos.
They're too little.
No, the hot Doritos.
Well,
they're gonna right. I'm saying it's a party in your mouth.
Yeah.
Tom says he's got an afro. We're really excited to see you guys today, and this is really important to us because we want to talk about. You know, a lot of people ask about vegans and not getting sick. I don't really get sick. Not to say that I don't get infection.
Not sick.
But I don't get sick. I mean, I don't have to take anything.
It's just about immune system.
It's about immune system. But a lot of people asking about vegans and whether, they can get COVID.
Vegans get COVID. We have some junk food eating vegans.
Yeah, but even if you're not a junk food vegan eating.
Yeah, you can still get it. But you may not get a hard case of it. Perhaps you'll be able to fight it off better.
Mm-hmm.
I think people that really do a lousy job of caring for themselves, they're the ones that really catch it the worst, I believe.
Well, we're going to invite our guests in today.
I think we should.
You tell them who we have.
Oh, I'm so excited today in particular. Two of my favorite people. The first one is Gwenna Hunter. I met Gwenna as I became more active, speaking out for the vegan society, if you will. I met Gwenna and she's invited. What do you want to do?
We haven't, I don't think you're on your channel. I don't think we're on your channel live right now. So just keep talking. You're going to talk to them guys. I'm going to fix this because I'm looking at our numbers and they're low. And I think it's because that's what made me look at your channel.
Oh.
It's saying start.
Okay, I'm not on the channel, but Gwenna Hunter, yeah, she's always been an amazing friend to me. We've traveled together, and she's one of the best people on the planet to travel with. She's just got a really good heart, and I think that's why I love her so much. The next person that we're going to share with today is my daughter, Latrice Hawkins. The other person that I just love on this planet. She'll tell you how much her mother loves her. She just knows.
Well, let's invite them up. And guys, I apologize. I've got to get people. I got to get Babette's account running. So we're going to invite them up. Don't y'all. I'm technical. I'm everything.
We're challenged.
We're challenged.
Just
Hi,
like
ladies.
Y'all are real. It's funny and goofy at the same time.
It's our show. Anyway, I'd like to. Who
you start talking?
Okay,
I'm
so basically, you kind of heard what we want to talk about, but we really would like to get some information from you guys and where you are on your human journey, what you've been through, what you're going through, what you're doing now. And why don't we start with Gwenna?
All right, so for me, my diagnosis was fairly recent.
Before you go to that, tell us what Gwenna, like your business is,
who is Gwenna?
Who is Gwenna? What's Gwenna doing? And then we're going to
a brief, a
little brief of that.
Okay, so I have a community called Vegans of LA, and also a Facebook group called Vegans for Black Lives Matter, where we discuss black and white together. We discuss all things racial. It gets a little heated up in there sometimes, but that's how life is. And then I also work with Vegan Outreach. I do a vegan food aid program where we provide organic produce and vegan food for our collaborations with Black Women for Wellness. We also do it with Black Lives Matter Los Angeles, and we'll be doing it with Black Women Farmers of LA very soon. And so that's what I've been doing. Oh, and also with the Save Movement, I'm working with them as well, where we're providing food with the Downtown Crenshaw Project as well.
Great.
So, Latrice, tell us what you're up to.
Latrice is co-building. I'm co-founder. I'm founder. My mother is co-founder of Love Your Age. And I'm really excited about it. Love Your Age is a multi-generational platform that promotes, inspires, and encourages loving your age. It's all about loving you and where you are. And so that comes with a healthy lifestyle. We have a project. We have several projects. We have a portfolio of projects, but we're starting with two that I'm really, really excited about. The first one centers around my mom's journey to wellness. And so that is it's a course, but it's set up like a retreat, and we are building that. We're launching it. We're probably going to open registration up in a couple of weeks, but we are launching the course the entire month of March. And I've been working really, really hard on it. My mom inspires so many people, and it's so many people that want to know, not just, not the Babette that they see on Sunday Bites and Tidbits, but this goes deeper. This goes deeper into her life and her journey and how she got to be where she is today. And so it's a safe place for us to be. When we do this retreat, it's going to be a very small class size, and we're hoping to bring people in and share my mom's journey, but have a space where people can also open up and be real and transform. It's a day of transformation. So I'm excited about that. I am working on some other projects that have to do with mental wellness that also fall up under Love Your Age. And I am a vegan health coach as well as a certified birth doula. And that's what I got going on in my life right now.
Well, there'll be no births over on this side, I'll tell you. Well, thank you, ladies. Thank you. Okay, so we both know that you both have experienced testing positive.
Yes.
Okay, Gwenna, you were about to start. Tell us a little bit about your, like, what happened. What do you remember? Go ahead.
So it was around Christmas time, and I noticed I was like sneezing a little more than usual, but usually once a year the mucus is trying to leave my body. So I'm usually like, hey, I've been playing around all year. Okay. But then I just noticed one day I woke up and I had the chills, like the chills were so intense, my skin felt almost raw to the touch. That's how intense the chills were. And, in the back of my head, I'm like, nah, this is just, probably just, a little flu or something. There's no way I got COVID. And so I ended up getting a little nauseous and even vomited. And then I'm talking one day on Zoom and I felt myself lose my breath while I was talking. And I was like, now that's not normal. And so I went to get a rapid response test, which was, you can catch COVID trying to get a rapid response test because the way they have these situations set up is so unsanitary. You're literally stuffed in a room with other people that think they have COVID. It's ridiculous. So that's another conversation. So anyway, I wait for my results and the young lady hands me the paper and she's like, yeah, you tested positive, quarantine for 14. And I'm like, tested what? And not that I didn't think I couldn't get it, but I do a lot of food programs. So I'm around a lot of people, like I'm out there. And so, I usually would like take my myrrh and all this other stuff. So I was just really, really surprised when I got the positive results. And I, when I got back home, I let people know that I had been around like recently. And what I found really odd that a lot of people, I think, are afraid to believe that they have it. Some people are like, oh, I'm so sorry to hear it. And it's like, honey, I was with you. I was around you. Like, go get tested. And it's like, I can see how easily this thing spreads because people are scared to, and I was nervous. I'm like, oh God, now I'm going to be registered in their system. They know I got it. The health department going to probably come and try to give me a vaccination. Like, I have these paranoias too, but at the same time, you don't want to give it to someone else that it can end up hurting or killing at the same time. Yes. So you can't be selfish.
So you were doing you were doing your mask and your sanitizing and all of that?
100%. Like I keep a bottle of alcohol in the car. So after I leave a store or a situation, I spritz myself down. I usually would like take my myrrh. I don't know if you can see this, which is highly antiviral, but I won't lie, for a couple of weeks, I was really slipping. One thing that I wanted to mention, that because it's something that gets you when your immunity is low, it's not always about the diet. I know for me, I was literally crawling into December. I was feeling really burnt out, a little resentful, because I just needed a break, but I couldn't take one. And I think if it can catch you at a moment or at a time where you're just like not in your best spirit, it can enter in that way as well. So it's not just diet, it can also be emotions and energy.
May I ask you, after the chills and what were some of the other effects of COVID that you went through?
So for like 2 days in a row, I had, when I say severe sweating, like at night. So I remember, like, I don't ever remember being hot or warm. I just remember waking up and I mean, literally my shirt would be soaked. Not like I was damp, like wet. And I was extremely tired. All I wanted to do was sleep, and that's what I did. So, one of the things that I wanted to make sure that I did, because I'm like, okay, I have this, the way I look at it, this living entity inside my body that is now one with me. So I made sure that I made sure at first I canceled everything. I shut everything down. I even had to ignore some folks. People like, oh, can you get me? Like, we're done. I shut everything down. And I made sure that I only was positive with the way I spoke. I only watch things like I Netflix and binge on things that brought me joy. I wanted to make sure that I was in a beautiful state of mind because, you know, we're water. So if I start saying, oh, I hate this thing, get this thing out of my body, it's making me sick, like, what is that going to do further? Because I know people that were very healthy, vegan, athletic, that have long haul symptoms. So I'm like, well, shoot, if you was working out, eating good, running on the beach, this, and it got you, let me use all the tools I can. Like, I can't reverse all the bad stuff I ate this year, but I can make a change in my attitude and my energy. So I let myself sleep every day. I avoided listening to politics, engaging, even my group, Vegans for Black Lives Matter. I stayed up out of there. I let the mods know, like, hey, I got COVID, staying out the group. Like, I don't want to engage in any negativity. I'm going to love this thing up out of my body.
Wow, that's smart.
Yeah.
Well, and Thomas asked him, did you lose your ability to taste food?
Or smell.
No, I did not. I didn't lose taste or smell, but what happened and that I'm still experiencing is that I get, which is not a bad side effect, I get full faster. And I don't have the same affinity for certain things that I did before. So things that are like really sweet that I could like binge on, like the thought of it even now can make me vomit of like anything that's like overly sweet. Even though I do like some things still, but there's certain, like I used to love the peanut butter cookies from Nature's Best. I haven't had like, I use like, it stays in the house. I haven't had one since. So it's like certain things, like, you know, I just have a sensitivity to certain types of foods now, which, you know, I'll take that. And this is something I have to start doing a food diary of. So I noticed like while I was positive and even afterwards, like I get like a little rash on my neck. And what I understood was that sometimes, and I've been drinking tons of water. I guess there's something, and I'm not a doctor, so don't quote me perfectly on this, but it has to do with foods that have natural histamines in them. And so sometimes people that have COVID can become sensitive to foods that have that in them. So,
Wow.
Yeah.
So Latrice, let's hear your story and then we'll go back to some of the things that you guys did. Okay, go ahead, Latrice, tell us.
My story is kind of similar. I had been, I delivered a baby in October, and I worked really, really hard with the family because the husband was very afraid. Obviously, it was a hospital birth, and he was very afraid of COVID. And so the organization that I work with, they actually did not test me for COVID. So I was all up in the hospital. I didn't have any symptoms at that time, but I know I was in that space. And so the whole time I was in the hospital, I kept thinking they should test us. Yeah, I mean, they did the basic, you know, wand you for your temperature and that kind of stuff, but it wasn't required that we be tested for COVID. And I kind of had the same feelings that you did, Gwenna, initially. I figured I'm healthy. I had just started around Christmas time. I had just started intermittent fasting to cleanse. And so, you know, I'm on a herbal regimen, and I've been taking this since we found out grapefruit seed extract. I've been taking that from the very beginning. And so I didn't feel like I was immune to it, but I felt like I was taking the steps to keep myself healthy. And then around Christmas time, I went to California. I took a couple of weeks off work and I went to California, and I was working with my mom on the Love Your Age project. And I had some late nights, and like you said, Gwen, it was a lot of work that I was putting into the project because I was trying to take advantage of the 2 weeks that I had off work to try to get a lot of this project done. And I would go to my mom's house during the day and do work on the project, but I was staying in a hotel, and I was safe in the, you know, and I would go in and out of the hotel. I didn't even use the elevator. I used the stairwell, go to my room and stay up and do my work. Well, when I got back, my job wanted me to get tested to go back to work. And ironically, that was on the 4th of January. That same day that I was going to get tested, I started feeling a scratchy throat. And I didn't think I had a smoothie with pineapple in it. And sometimes pineapple will do that to my throat. And I just, it's probably just the pineapple. Well, when I went through to get the drive-through test. And when I stuck the swab up my nose, I started as soon as I put it back there, it's like it activated something in my body. And I started that night, my throat really, really got scratchy and I started coughing that night. And it wasn't too bad. In the back of my mind, I kept saying, this better not be no COVID. This is just some, this is coincidence that I'm feeling this way and I'm having to go get tested for work. And on the 8th, I started feeling a lot of pressure in my head. And sure enough, I got this email from the pharmacy. And it took me a minute to process the whole positive thing. It was big, bold, and red, but I was like, I don't think I'm seeing this correctly. But it was positive. It was positive. And it's like, after that, I didn't experience a lot of stuff in my chest. I increased my herbal regimen. I was already fasting. I did lose my, the gentleman that asked if Gwenna lost her sense of smell and taste. I definitely lost that. But the worst part of this experience for me is that I experienced really, I had some sinus stuff going on. At one point, it felt like bleach had been, when you go swimming.
Yeah,
my nose was burning. And then I got the worst. I won't describe them as a migraine. I describe them as pressure headaches. It was all this pressure. It hurt me to talk. I couldn't even talk. It hurt me so bad. So my aunt, Tana, hi, if you're still listening, my aunt, Desi, which is, it's a strange relationship. I refer to her as my sister. She's my cousin, my sister, she's my family. Anyway, her mom sent me, she got right on it. I told her, she checks on me ever so often. So I'm gonna hold some of these products up. I was already on my own herbal regimen, but she sent me a care package. Can y'all see this? Dr. Schultz, everything. She's like, so I started with this 3 times a day. This is for my stomach. Gotta get.
Can you read it? Can you read it?
This is Formula 1. So this is like a herbal laxative, so to speak, because you gotta get the junk out, right?
Right.
This is super tonic. This is ginger, habanero peppers. Great thing about it was I couldn't taste anything, so I didn't even know. I was just taking the stuff. It has habanero pepper in it, garlic bulb, white onion, and yellow ginger.
Yep.
Sounds like some soup. I'm hungry.
And this is for your lungs. It's just like a combination. This is Dr. Schultz's product. This is for your liver and gallbladder, and then echinacea and kidney and bladder. I'll tell you about why.
She hooked you up.
Yes. And then detox. So she sent me this whole little thing, and she called me every day. You taking your herbs? She texts me. But I already, when COVID first came out, I had gone and purchased. This is there's a place out here. I'm in Vegas, so there's a place in Henderson called Herbally Grounded, and they have their own products. So this is like immune support, herbal resistance. I was already taking this stuff, so this stuff was in my system. Oregano oil, the vitamin B12, and then someone gifted my mom this. This is a great product. I don't know who this
love Leafy. I gave you.
Oh my God, it's amazing.
Yeah.
And then I have these. In my smoothies, I have the ginger root. We all know that's for inflammation.
Look at trees.
This is important because you want to make sure that you have this stuff in your pantry and that you're getting this, because there's the preventive measures that we need to take. You don't wait till you get COVID to start taking it. I mean, I increased my supply, but I was already taking this stuff. And one thing that's very important to me, and the reason I was taking this stuff, last year, I was diagnosed with type 2 diabetes, just not taking care of myself at all. I don't take any medication. I'm not on that regimen. So I control that with diet and lifestyle. Well, when I got the COVID, when I got COVID, I noticed I noticed that my numbers skyrocketed, you know, and I usually some of this stuff, like my herbal stuff, the dandelion, the bitter melon, these are all things that I put in. I have these in my diet every day to make sure that I'm controlling my blood sugar. And so my numbers they were almost 400 when I had COVID. And so whatever that does, I'm not a scientist, I'm not a doctor, but whatever that does to the body and the immune system, it was attacking it in a certain way. But again, I controlled it. I stayed on top of my herbal tonics. I incorporated apple cider vinegar. Again, thank God I couldn't taste anything because I was getting the stuff in my system. My husband kept telling me, don't succumb to it. You know, you have to move around. You got to do stuff. Again, it didn't get in my lungs. The worst part for me was the pressure headache. That was the worst feeling. And that still comes and goes. So I don't know what that is about and why COVID causes headaches, but I am still experiencing those ever so often. They're not as bad as the worst.
Let me just tell you, Santana said, hi, Tree. She said, that's what I take, Tree. She said, Dr. Schultz. She just sent you all kind of messages.
Right.
Okay, I just want you to know.
How's your sugar doing now? Is she still on insulin?
I don't do any insulin. I don't take anything for diabetes except watch what I eat, move around, drink plenty of water, and the powder herbs that I presented on the screen. That's what I use to control my diabetes. I don't take any insulin.
Now, how long was it since you got it? How long before you started to feel somewhat like yourselves again, Buena?
So I tested, the test results came back on like December 28th, 29th, around there. And so for me, you know, I waited out the 2 weeks, and then I tested again, and I was still positive, which, won't lie, that was almost like getting to my spirit. I'm like, wait a minute, this thing is still inside my body. Like, that made me a little bit, I'm like, okay, don't get mad at it. Like, just chill. And based on my research, what I found out is that you can still have the debris, which they also say is also the virus's poop or the virus breaking down in your body. You can still have that in you. And even though you're not contagious, it can still cause you to test positive because it's still in your system, you know, floating around. So that had really like got to me, but I was trying to, here's another thing too, and I could just be acting super overly spiritual, but I also had to watch my wording because I know I'm very powerful with my speech and with how I can manifest. And I kept saying, yep, I'm just staying positive, just trying to stay positive. I'm like, let me change that a little bit.
Let me be specific.
Because the universe don't care what you mean or what you think. Like, it's, oh, you okay, here you go. So yeah, when I tested a second time, I was just like, okay. And so I'm now okay now, but some of the things that I had like for a couple of weeks had slacked off of. So I would tell you, when I got the chills, what stopped my chills or stopped within minutes, I took this liquid myrrh. So myrrh is supposed to be like an ancient healing remedy. And even on here, it says immune support. And it's extremely antiviral, but it is absolutely disgusting. Like, I would rather take apple cider vinegar to the head.
But see, I love apple cider vinegar to the head. So I just go get a little thing and go, oh, delicious. I know, I'm weird.
That's strange.
I was just sitting there thinking, I got to go take a little cupful.
She has it in the bathroom.
Yeah, that's where I just.
She ain't lying.
And sometimes I put it with water, and then sometimes a little agave and make a little with some ice and have a little cocktail.
So, how do you feel about the vaccines after getting COVID? And do you plan on getting the vaccine, Treese?
I don't plan on getting the vaccine. Before COVID, I don't believe in vaccines. So no, I do not plan on getting the vaccine.
Why don't you believe in them?
I think the body is powerful enough to fight off anything as long as we keep our immune systems healthy. You know, I'm going through this journey of this, I call it the COVID journey. I still can't smell and I still can't taste anything. But it's part of this process. So I feel like my body is building the immunity that I need for this vaccine. Especially the Moderna vaccine. One of my friends that took it, she got really sick and she said she felt like she was going to die. Yeah, Miriam, I didn't give my kids vaccines. My mom gave them to me because she didn't know any better at the time. But I
fed you pet milk and Carol syrup too.
See, that's a whole nother show. We should talk about that.
Pet milk. I remember
pet milk. I know in the can.
I didn't know what I was doing.
Nobody knew. That's what we all were given. And thank God I didn't.
Well,
like
my baby couldn't stand the Similac. She couldn't handle the Similac.
Which was just as bad.
It bothered her.
Right, same stuff.
My mother said, "You give that baby some pet milk and some K-roll syrup," and my baby's like, "Sugar."
Yeah.
Yes. Tom says this. I don't trust vaccines either. Look no further than the Tuskegee Airmen. No, thank you.
And plus, you have to understand too that most meds have side effects. I mean, it's challenging for them to create these chemical medications without having side effects, and that's probably my angst with that, because I see them every day on TV. And they be running through the lilies of the field, grinning and stuff. And they'll be like, yeah, this medication right here is going to help you if you have some sight problems, but it may cause you to commit suicide. Now,
while you go blind, while your feet fall off and your breathing stops and your eyes cross and your teeth fall out, and you won't be able to bend your hands. And then eventually you won't be able to touch the floor, but take it.
And what's that one? Oh, anyway, that's that commercial.
So someone's asking what's your feelings on
would Gwenna take it?
Yeah, with Gwenna.
Would you
what's
take
your feeling on the vaccine?
Well, y'all trying to get me canceled for this one.
No, you don't have to answer.
You don't have to answer, honey.
Well, I'll say this. I'm not gonna say if I'm pro or anti or any of that, but what I will say is that as human beings, we need to do a better job of utilizing our common sense.
Thank you.
And anything that's been on the market less than a year, you're being tested on. You're the ones being tested on. So while I see people,
you don't have to give your pros and cons, Gwenna.
Okay.
You already made me not want to take it. She said, "You're just a test dummy."
Yes or no. But you're
I mean, it's a scientific fact. Like it takes years to develop an effective
vaccine,
whatever that means, vaccination. And so I don't know. It's like I talk to people, and I'm just like, are we on the same planet? Have we not witnessed how this system is not worthy of trust? And how it takes several years, like we got the Gardasil. They're now finding out how toxic that was to women, and now they've renamed it something else, and they're putting it back on the market, and people are complaining about that. And it's just like, we got to demand better of these companies and of these pharmaceutical companies. And I'm not saying don't take anything or don't trust them, but we have to demand better and use our common sense and not just say, yes, here's my body, do what you will because you said it. Like that's not how it works here. It never has. So that's my take.
I think that was beautifully stated. And period. And it's true. Nobody can doubt your words on that.
And like she's saying, it's in the experimental stages right now.
On
everybody that's taking it.
Yeah.
And I'm like you, Gwenna. You do what you got to do for you. Just like I said, if you want to go eat meat, you eat meat. I'm not here to decide what someone's journey should be. I can only be an example for how I want to live my life, and I want to feel good. And if I don't feel good about something, I'm just not going to do it. But you can go ahead and do it, and I'm not going to have an argument with you. That's it. I just, I've never been one to, I don't trust them. When I go to the doctor, sometimes I remember one time I went and I said, I was feeling something, and he just started writing a prescription. I said, you don't even know what I have. I just said, I'm feeling, I said, you don't know what I have. I said, how did you know what I have? Just from me telling you. And then he just write up stuff and say, okay, go pick this up. And I just rip it up. I said, I'm not doing that. So it's a pharmaceutical company. That's all.
Yeah, and it's not like they love you or that they care about you.
It's not even like us.
He says not like they love you.
They don't like us. They like their houses and their cars, and that's a generalization.
But the thing is, these companies, the Modernas and the Pfizer's and all these companies, they're on the stock exchange. They're also for-profit businesses. That's right. A lot of generational wealth is going to be created from these medicines or these vaccines that they're going to be putting into our bodies. Like, y'all got to pay more attention and not just believe what is on the news. Like, pay attention, look at the patterns.
I'm with you, Gwyneth. They have flus every year. There's a flu. I have never taken a flu shot ever. And I'm not walking around here scared to death of the flu. So I think we should take our precautions. I think, like you said, we need to raise our level of understanding when it comes to caring for yourself, period. And understand that you got to do something a little bit more than potato chips and Coke.
It's a body, mind, soul connection. We have to make sure that mentally we're on the one, that we are taking it, we're getting rid of negative energy and making sure that we, are receiving positive energy. We have to make sure that we're not stressed, suffering from anxiety, all those things. They affect
the body.
They affect our immune system.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. When I turned 50, my doctor, he goes, you're turning 50, you're gonna have to get the flu shot. So I'm gonna make sure that, no, that's what he told me. He says, I'm going to insist that you get the flu shot. I said, do you understand I'm from the Bronx?
You don't insist.
You don't insist with me? Do you understand? I don't even like people. That's why I don't work no job. Because as soon as you tell me something I gotta do, I'm not gonna do it. So I looked at him like, what part of the logical thing that you think I can actually, I can't change doctors? So you're going to insist that I take a flu shot, so I'm coming back. I said, I've never had a flu shot. I don't have the flu. And the one time I think I got it, however many years ago, my boys were little, so 20-something years ago.
Right.
I had it for one day, and I couldn't even rest because I had to take care of kids. So I was walking and picking them up from school, and then the flu left.
See?
Then the flu left the building. It's like, ain't no fun here. She up and moving around.
But a lot of people position, but she knows. I had a tele-appointment with her, and she said, well, in 2 weeks you qualify, you can go get the vaccine. I was like, yeah, right. She knows I ain't taking no medicine, all that stuff you prescribe. I'm doing it my way. I go to her for certain things. She can, order test results for me so I can see, get my blood work and see how my organs and all that stuff are functioning. But other than that, I have to control this. I got myself in this situation. I have to control it. And we have to be in control of our bodies.
Yeah, Gwyneth, you were about to say something as well, and I want to address this right here.
Yeah, so you mentioned something, Terrah, about, how you told your doctor no, and same thing with you, Latrice. You're like, yeah, whatever. But you know how many people listen to their doctors and do exactly what they tell them, and they get away with it, So you speaking out and saying no, that probably was like, oh, I got a live one here. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's probably a rare thing. So many people think doctors are like perfection.
Well, this is what's interesting. Carol, I want to address this, but we don't want to give others the virus if we have it and don't know we do. That's what I struggle with. But we also don't know that the vaccine's going to help you. We don't know nothing about it.
We had a congressman that already took both the vaccines and still got it when they had the riot at the Capitol. So he was in there. They didn't have their mask on, and he got COVID after taking the vaccine, both injections.
So because it's the kind of thing where when it was saying that it was not enough research and not enough time, we really don't even know if it's going to keep people from getting anything.
Exactly.
We have no idea what it is. So when you don't have an idea what it is, you're just believing, to me, what they're telling you it is. And these are people that we trust. These are people that, you know, who has always kind of done right by us.
And another thing too, you know, social media can scare the heck out of you, because I've seen two women doing some things after taking that vaccine. They was having the hecky jeckies. They was moving, and they were having some neurological side effects. So they said, from the vaccine, and one was the Moderna, and the other one was the Pfizer. So it was two different vaccines, but they both had the neurological problems with it. But none of that is reported. So I don't know if that is factual, if it's true or not.
Well, it is true. I watched the video of a woman that testified. She took the Moderna vaccine, and she literally, her body won't stop moving.
Won't stop moving.
Won't stop moving.
Same woman, probably the same woman.
Yeah.
Yep. And so I'm like, and you can't sue. So they made it now to where you cannot.
You've never been able to sue for a vaccine. That's the one thing that you cannot file a lawsuit for. No matter what happens to you, you can't do that.
So it's like, once again, they're monopolizing and controlling and playing games, and everybody's ready to line up and comply. Like, when will we see the pattern and the cycle and start speaking out and saying no? Because now the concern that I have is that, you know, they're going to
force it.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to force it on you.
Yeah.
I love this question.
Does anyone know what's in the vaccine? You still have to wear masks and social distance.
Period. Period. Out.
So that's the thing. If you should be able to just live your life if you get the vaccine, but you can't. You still have to cover up.
You have to act the same exact way. And you know what? That one vaccine where the temperatures had to be lower than any temperature ever existed on the planet.
What's that? I don't know.
That one vaccine where it had minus 1,000 degrees or something. That was crazy. It's like
that's exactly. So then when it comes out, I'm supposed to trust that when y'all, like, nobody's making any mistakes, it's going to be at this, you know, perfect temperature. And then when it goes into my body, it's not going to. And I just saw what Tom said, that there's mercury in it.
Yes, mercury.
Mercury's not. I just, like I said,
it could be. The bottom line is, and what this why this really is a fascinating discussion, is the fact that there are too many variables. There are too many unknowns, and that's an unknown with my body, with my health, you know. And so with that being said, we're not scientists. I can't sit here and tell you exactly what messenger RNA does, which is the vaccine. I don't know enough. I don't know enough about Moderna and, you know, the Johnson vaccine. But what I do know is that I trust me more than I do them. That's what I do know. And that's why this discussion, there's so many people that feel this way, and there's so many people that are torn. And if we get into a position that this is required so that we can live, you know, daily life, you have to take this vaccine in order to go to work or for your kids to go to school, then that poses a whole another issue, you know.
So that's probably when I leave this country.
Yeah, that's when you got to go. I don't want nobody making me.
I don't know. And Miriam says, I have an article on my timeline on what's in the vaccine. Okay.
I'm looking at it here. I can't even pronounce this stuff.
Of course.
It's
right,
and
on
it's
the
like
acid.
Hydroxybutyl. Butyl is usually some type of like propane or something crazy. Hexane, hexyl, decanoate, polyethylene glycol, desulterol, singular.
You know what?
Number 3.
Girl, I can't even breathe. You know what I also find interesting that just hit me, and this may be a conspiracy theory. Now, our shows, for the most part, have been up in the 200s, 100 and something viewers. We just hit 50 since we posted about COVID.
Wow. Where is everybody, huh?
But you know, they monitor how your stuff gets out there too on these shows. I'm
Yes,
just
they
saying,
do.
I don't know how accurate that might be, but all of a sudden, this is probably the lowest we've ever had, ever.
Well, also too, one thing that I learned by actually watching a video about it is that they also have something that searches sound. So when you're saying words like vaccine, COVID, like it's almost like a keyword alert. Not just you typing it, but also the speech of it. So there's so much censoring and stuff like that, which is why I don't even talk about it on my page anymore. I used to. People were reporting me, and then after that, oh God, people would. I have a thing where you can rate my page. People were rating me 0, saying all crazy stuff. Like if you say anything against the program, you just gotta be careful with people. And then after that, I would notice that my algorithm.
I guess we just got canceled. We should not such rebels. We're not really rebels. We're not really rebels. I think when you get a certain age, you be like, you know what?
Whatever.
You know what?
I can voice my opinion.
We don't.
And you have,
but that
come
shuts
on
you
now.
down on social
No,
media.
you know what? You know what? We ain't like what's his name that was in there for 4 years, just saying all kind of stuff.
Yeah, but it didn't matter, you know, because he was the president.
He ain't got no page no more.
Well, finally, because of what happened.
But I'm saying we ain't saying nothing compared to that.
No, we're not. Okay, well let's kind of tie in because our hour is almost up. Oh
is
my
it
God,
almost
yes,
up?
It's almost up.
Oh my God,
that was fast.
Somebody Tom said this will go viral. You watch and see. Well, yeah, well we see. But I just found that interesting because I was like,
where are all our people?
Yeah. Yeah, that was just very interesting because we know that we know that the powers that be that we know, and we're not talking about it. We're just sharing how you guys got better, but now it turned into something else, and as it should, because Babette and I can tend to be a little rebellish.
Well, I just want to say, with the Love Your Age project, this is going to be a fascinating opportunity for everyone, especially those who decide to go on the retreat. Looking forward to it, and it's going to be full of so much information, a lot of information. I think you should enjoy it. Terrah and I, what's our thing we got coming up?
Oh, we have Reclaim Haven, which we're going to be doing a redesigning your blueprint workshop right after Love Your Age, shortly after, and that's going to be great. We got some great workshops and things for you guys to kind of change, redesign your life inward, outward, all across the board. So we're very excited about that. And Gwenna, what you got working on? To just reiterate for those who weren't at the top because they were trying to block us.
I know, right? Let's shift the words. So in March, I'm going to be starting a vegan.
Hold on. I'm sorry. Hold that thought. Hold on, because this is one of our regular people. She said, "Look what she said."
No notification.
She said, I was wondering why I didn't get a notification. Anyway, go ahead, Gwenna.
Go ahead, Gwenna.
When we shouldn't have put our last names.
Oh, you guys will be all right.
I'm just playing.
So in March, I'll be starting a video podcast of Vegans for Black Lives Matter and having like some really good guests and some good topics. And just, I said this year, I want to focus more on not just like being out in the community doing work, but doing things that are really like fun that I love and enjoy. I will say that having COVID, it was a wake-up call and a reality check as well. Because when you get it and you realize, like, Latrice, you were kind of like in denial, like, wait a minute, what? Because when the second time when I tested positive, like I got an email from the health department. It was like, all that stuff was like very shocking to me and a little bit scary. I'm like, oh Lord, the health department got my name. They're gonna probably be knocking on my door, like all this stuff. And they were like kept sending me notifications to read this, let us know you saw this. But it just puts things in perspective because it's like, I heard a conversation from Anthony Hamilton, the R&B singer. He caught it. He was in the hospital for 2 weeks. And he said that having COVID, it makes you have to make a decision that you want to live, that you want to be on this planet. Because, you know, sometimes, you know, we say things like, oh, I'm so sick of being here. Like, I know I say it all the time. Like, oh my God, I'm so tired of this place. So tired of these people. And I had to like check my energy and my language. Like, let me stop saying that, because I'm not trying to leave here, not from that. You know, I want to be here a long time and healthy. And so I've really leveled up and cleaned up a lot of the things that I put in my body, even though I'm vegan, like you were saying. Babette, you know, you can be eating chips and all types of stuff. And so now, like, I'm watching the gluten, I'm watching this, I'm watching what's processed, more veggies, lots of water, taking my oregano oils and frankincense and myrrh and certain things, and just also just self-care and making sure I'm just happy.
You know, and the thing about this whole time period, you know, it was really, for me, it was all about inner self-care. And I didn't have COVID. I mean, I was tested a lot, and I might have had it in between when I was tested. Who knows? Because, you know, one time I remember my throat was scratchy. As soon as you get one little sniffy, like, oh, I got the
well, as soon as you sneeze, you be thinking, you be like, I done sneezed 3 times.
Right, I've never sneezed 3 times. I sneezed twice.
Yeah, but
three times it's over. But you know, but the time period for me was really all about going inward, because it was so many less distractions. I never watched the news, and people always say, well, you don't know what's going on. I said, trust. Before the end of the day, if whatever's happening, somebody will text me, email me, or phone me. Did you see? And then I know. But I don't want to say, but then I know she loves her CNN.
No, MSNBC,
whatever it is. I don't want none of that in my head. It just doesn't work from who I am, because I know me. I'm a quick manifester. I can attract whatever I want like that. And I have to be very, 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 very careful as to what I allow in, because I don't get a chance to separate myself from it before it becomes part of my world. And you know that, and I know that. So I watch things that make me laugh. That's all I can afford. Or my tapes and my videos, Joe Dispenza and things like that. That's all I can afford.
Oh, honey, I watch things that make me laugh too. All them commercials that come on MSNBC.
Mom, let me.
But Trace, somebody wants to know.
Yeah, that's what I wanted
please let them know.
So, Miss Walker, I did see your message. You did the right thing. COVID got me behind for 2 weeks. So I'm in the process of transitioning all those emails, and I will be responding to every single person that submitted their information. So don't worry, you will get some information. Those of you that submitted personal information and just want to connect with my mom or have questions for her, and those of you that are interested in the course. But it's just been a major, on the back end of all of this, it's a lot of work because my mom has stuff going everywhere. And so I'm trying to condense things so that I can communicate with people effectively. And I am actively working on all of that. So you will get some information, and thank you so much for submitting your information.
Somebody said you guys should go to Patreon where you can be free and not penalized.
Wow.
Yeah. And you know what? I have a Patreon account. But I haven't done anything with it yet. But that's a thought.
Fire sign, what's your sign? Aries, Sag, or Leo?
World War III. So, but anyway, ladies, we're almost at that hour. Thank you so much for sharing that information. I'm sorry they flagged us, obviously.
Maybe not.
No. Huh?
Maybe people are just doing other stuff.
No, people didn't get their
people are saying they never got notifications. People are writing in saying I didn't get one. They just found it. She says she's Aries, and then Tom says I'm Pisces. Tom is one of our favorite people. We need to have Tom on just because. Tom, you want to come on our show with us and hang? April 6th. I think all of you.
So what's me and my mom are fire signs too. We're Sages. Me and
I'm a water sign of Cancer, right? I don't know what it means. I can't swim, so I'm
Pisces. Pisces over here.
You're Pisces. Yeah.
You're mellow.
Yeah. But anyway, well, I'm glad you ladies are doing better. I mean, that's like, and just to hear some of the things, I think that I heard so many people, I've known several people who got COVID, like a lot of people who got COVID. And most of them who are in my circle are more health conscious. So they treated themselves with more love than medication. And they treated themselves with herbs, kind of like you guys, their diets and things like that. So, I find the people who went into the hospital had a harder time.
Seems
A
like
much harder time.
Yeah.
much harder.
Well, I think it's also because there's you really isolate yourself from everyone.
Yeah, and you don't have family.
You don't have
there's
family.
no
You
warmth.
can't hear no warmth. You're in this room, and then you can't really move about. It's like you're stuck
and
here.
it's germy in hospital.
Yeah. So I'm not saying not go. You do what you have to do for you. I'm just saying this is just my experience from the people that I know. People who, because most of the people I know are health conscious like you guys. Not necessarily all vegans, but they still eat healthy.
Yeah.
So when they did test positive, they went into what they know to do to heal their body.
They went,
and
they
really
fired it up.
Yeah, they fired it up and was done like in a week or two.
I meant to ask you, do you live alone? Are you solo? So you didn't have
me
to
me and my cat.
You and your cat. Okay. Because I meant to say this too. So my daughter did show. I have my daughter's 20 and I have a 3-month-old granddaughter, and they both did show signs of COVID. And my daughter is breastfeeding my granddaughter. So that was one thing that was very concerning. Luckily, my daughter, she loaded up on the grapeseed extract, which a good friend of my mom's, Dr. Baxter Montgomery, did say that it was safe. And then we got this formula. Hold on just a sec.
Interesting. I was concerned at one point because my cat was displaying symptoms. Yeah, she had a runny nose. Her nose was constantly wet. Her eyes were starting to water, and she was sneezing.
Yeah.
I'm like, Lord, to take my baby, I'm gonna die, but she's okay.
For the baby, we gave her this, and this has zinc, and it also has grapefruit seed extract in it for the baby. So we did give her this, and then my daughter.
What she says, honey, Miss Walker says. Breast milk fights COVID.
Breastfeeding. She kept breastfeeding, and so luckily those symptoms subsided. I got it worse. Maybe.
So why don't we just give everybody, like, find pregnant women or women with milk and just let everybody drink some?
That's like what they do with cows, Terrah.
No, I'm talking about you just.
It's like pet milk.
No, it's human milk.
Yeah, but you can't drink somebody else's titty milk.
Yes, you can.
No. People do that. That's a whole big business. That's a business.
Yeah. But I'm saying if it's going to cure COVID,
it's better than pap milk and Karo syrup.
Right.
But I don't need milk. I have tea.
No, we're talking about for COVID
for babies.
Right. And just make sure they have
babies. That's fine, but I'm grown. I don't want nobody's milk.
Put some smoothie stuff in there. You don't even know what you're doing.
Right.
Put some bananas, some strawberries.
You guys better not do that to me, Trees. I don't want to kill this milk.
Hey, you get that Rona, you don't know what you're gonna do. You know.
Okay, so this is one more question. They say it's in the air, and stupid people who don't wear their masks when they're jogging and cycling, walking the streets. That's how we are getting it. Oh, I don't know, because I hike. And
you're not around a lot of people.
No, I don't
hike.
I'm not around.
If you're in a crowded
area, in the air.
I know, but if you're in a crowded situation with a lot of humans you're passing by, you should go ahead and put your cover on.
Your mask on.
Your mask on.
Well,
but you guys, when you guys are hiking, ain't nobody. Don't nobody want to go where y'all going. Ain't nobody up there but you two. Trust me, they be all up in mountains and stuff.
Right, yeah.
Ain't nobody up there.
Now they're saying there's a new strain.
Oh yeah, found the new strain. We got the South African strain, and
Well, one of these days we hopefully will be back to normal.
We are normal.
What is normal?
Thank you.
The other normal. The normal where we don't have to wear masks.
It's your normal, however you feel. You pretend that. Yeah, you're right.
I'm talking about where we don't have to wear masks.
I got it. You're right. So is it time?
She's just want to go.
No, I got to drive back to LA because then I got a long drive in the morning. So
yeah,
I got.
Well, anyway, we want to thank you all for tuning in. Thank you guys, our guests. Tom, thank you so much for coming back. Tina, we love you. Miriam, Carol. Who else is on today?
We have Tana on there.
Tammy,
Tina,
Karina. We love you guys. Claudia. Heyo, Opa, Paula.
You're messing up names.
Well, I don't know how to say this. Look. Okay,
Just
somebody else.
Everyone.
We like to call them out personally sometimes. Make it feel.
Christy.
Heyo, Opa, Apela.
Facts.
Christy. All right. Well, anyone we missed, Brenda, Josephine, we thank you all. Thank you, Gwenna. Thank you, Latrice. Thank you for the information, Latrice.
welcome.
All that
And
stuff
next
you
week,
have,
we're not talking about COVID, so everybody can come back.
right? Actually, we will have a pre-recording next week.
Oh, that's
because
right.
it's Super Bowl. But we're also I have to shoot next week. But we're gonna have the Invisible Vegan. We're gonna record her on Tuesday and put that up for everybody to watch. But then the following week we'll be back. I think I'm not sure who we have, but it's somebody good. That's
It's
all
somebody good.
It's always somebody.
Love
good.
both of
Love
you.
you guys. Thank you so
Love
much.
everybody. Thank you so much for being on.
All righty.
Thanks for having us.
All
Bye-bye.
right. Bye.
Bye bye.
Bye, y'all.
Bye bye.